the same. We played Youngstown State, Oakland, Cleveland State, UIC, played many of those teams for a number of years. We're looking forward to competing against those teams and those coaches who do, a really good job with their programs and their teams. And, we just want to be able to come into the league and compete as well as we possibly can. And so that's been the focus for our guys. It's a new challenge, it's a new opportunity. There'll be some new rivalries and some new games to have some fun with. But our guys, I know, are very excited. I know when I spoke with Chris at the end of last week, AJ Brown was actually at my house, and I mentioned it to him, and he was like, Horizon League, for real? So those are the kind of responses that we want to be able to have from our players, and I think guys are ready to get to work, and we reminded them that yesterday at the end of the call, that, as we step up, their work ethic and their commitment's got to step up, even though they're not here with us at this time. They got to be mature in how they work so we can be prepared to compete.
For Andy, privately, is this something, the challenge of the new conference, higher competition, is this something you privately wanted maybe for a little while now?
I think it was certainly part of the next step in our process, right? And obviously, PMC Event Center was a great addition to our athletics department and to our basketball programs. And I think, with the evolution of how we were operating, I think this was a kind of the next step for that. I've gotten a ton of texts from the NEC coaches in the last day, or even as Dr. Howard and Chris were speaking, that the news became official. And we had a lot of great rivalries, a lot of great competition. I think the NEC is a league that is not as respected for some of the teams and programs and players that are in it. And obviously, this is a little bit step up when you look at KenPom or RPIs or Nets or all those different kind of rankings. And we'll be ready for those challenges. It's going to be figuring out maybe some new tendencies and new coaches. Obviously, scouting this year will be critically important as we get to learn new personnel, new systems, new styles. But that's part of our job as coaches, and we're looking forward to that challenge.
For both of you guys, Charlie and Eddie, when you're used to playing, you battled against the same coaches and the same teams for years, is this going to be a lot more work giving, especially in the first season, to prepare for a bunch of new teams?
Like Andy was saying, we've competed against some of these teams in our non-conference schedule, and as we haven't competed against all of them, you're going to learn teams for the first time around, and you're going to have to get after a lot of scouting. You're going to have to learn these teams quickly, as they're going to have to learn us. And just traveling, finding the right balance on how you travel and how you do things. That's all going to be something that we have to put our best foot forward, and then when we get out there and learn from experience at times. But the level of consistency that our programs have had, over the course of a number of years now, is built to this moment. Brick by brick, we built and championships and amazing seasons, great memories. Like Andy was saying as well, just great relationship with the Northeast Conference and a lot of memories there. But now the excitement to learn quickly and to get after it, and go out there and create those new big matchups that we're going to have, right in 1 year, this year coming up. So, does that kind of answer your question?
Yeah.
This is for Andy, Mike Pursuit from GDE. Andy, you're coming from the league. You win that playoff championship, or you don't go to the NCAA tournament. You're joining a league that's been a multi-bid league. It's put teams in the Final Four, it's put teams in the championship game. Can you describe or put into context what kind of opportunity you have now on the national stage?
I think everybody's excited for the new opportunity, the new challenge. There's a national reputation, brand when you hear Horizon League basketball. Obviously what Butler did in 2010 and 2011 was unprecedented. But a number of the other teams within the Horizon League have had great tournament experience, great tournament success, have had towards the top or at the top of mid-major basketball rankings. And so we're excited to be a part of that. We're excited to try and compete in that. We're excited to see how far we can push our program and our players and see where we can max it out. And I think this is the next opportunity for us to do that. Obviously, there was great disappointment at the end of our season with the way that it cut short, unfortunately, for myself and for Charlie. But our players have handled it great. They're excited about this challenge. I think for the guys that are returning, that experience has helped motivate them some as we've gone into our offseason here to get ourselves back into those kind of positions and have the opportunity again to compete for a championship and being able to enter the horizon and have the opportunity to compete in our first year is exactly what we'd like to do.
This question is from Seth Wardlaw. This question is from Seth Wardlaw. He says, to whom it may concern, the Rising League does not include men's or women's lacrosse. What is the plan for these two programs?
Did you hear it? No. We're playing for men's and women's lacrosse. We're playing for men's and women's lacrosse.
The Rising League does not include men's or women's lacrosse. What is the plan for those two programs?
Yeah, as I indicated earlier, we're in the middle of discussions with several different conferences for both men's and women's lacrosse programs, and based off the bylaws, regulations, and bureaucracy, we're going to go through those processes and hope to have information at least for one of the sports by the end of this month, and by the end of the summer for the other sports. So those are things we're working on every day, and we should have hopefully those solidified here by the end of summer.
And to basically times for Dr. Howard and Chris. It's no secret that colleges are having difficulty financially right now. What kind of financial aspect is there to this move from paying an exit fee to the NEC to reducing expenses with travel? What sort of financial picture of this?
Yeah, thank you for the question. So, Craig Coleman before, Chris King after that did rigorous financial analysis to make sure that this was going to be a move that made sense from an expense standpoint. We can't disclose the specifics because of the covenants and the legal part of the agreement with the Horizon, but we're able to cover with operational budget, with what Chris said, I think 7 of the Horizon schools are within 3 hours. So because I can travel expenses. Chris and the coaches are very creative and thoughtful about the non-conference games to be able to save dollars there, and also generous support from donors and boosters, etc., allow this to be basically a break even over the period. And it's not going all the details. It's something you do over years, not over a year. But we're able to cover that, and then we think that, as the coaches have pointed out, and Chris has pointed out, I think we're stepping in the right direction in terms of bringing prestige and raising the profile of the university, which helps with other financial opportunities as well.
Just sort of follow up with you, Dr. Howard, on what you just said about the rigorous financial analysis going back to when Craig was still here. Given that, can you paint a picture for us about how far back discussions went to getting Robert Morris to the Horizon?
I think Robert Morris started the conversation in 1787 with the move to I see you smiling behind your mask there. The day I was recruited or was in conversation to be president of Robert Morris, there was discussion of which conference was the right conference. And I always said, we're in the NEC, and we're not in the NEC. We're very proud to have been members for almost 39, 40 years. I think it's the mark of a program that's strong and getting stronger, that there has been, I think, constant discussion and gossiping, as it were, about where we would land, and I'm excited that we're landing here today.
Just for both Charlie and Andy, can you talk about the impact that moving to this league can have in both your recruitings? Are you going to get into a different level of kid that you've been?
Well, I think there's some pretty good players on our roster right now. I mean, I don't want to throw all those guys out, but I think you're always going to try and find the pieces that are going to help you compete for at a championship level, and guys that are the right fit for your program and your culture, guys you can coach, guys that obviously are talented. I think through the years we've competed with a number of Horizon League schools on recruits. We've competed with guys that are recruiting in the Atlantic 10, guys that are recruiting the Colonial. So there's Mid-American Conference. So I think that's kind of where we've always set our bar in terms of recruiting, and that is what we'll continue guys that are going to work, and guys that are going to buy into our program and do the things necessary for us to be successful. And that's always been our plan from a recruiting standpoint, and that won't change.
Geographically, for us at least, I feel an opportunity to go west. It's different programs that had success with going to certain areas. West for us has been something that hasn't been as much of a big home run, and a lot of it has to do with that we didn't travel out that way at all in our conference. A lot of our recruiting pipeline was going east or going southeast. So now, getting into Ohio, going further west is exciting. Recruits, prospects will, they will look at Robert Morris as being a team that comes back home, a team that comes back to their area, and they'll identify us now in the league that they're familiar with because they get those, those local news reports of them, playing against us. So I echo what Andy says about the level of recruit that we've had here, and there's a reason why we're going into the Rising League is because we've had some great players and student athletes come to this program and Tandy's program and build to where we are. And now I just feel that there's a different area in the country that we're going to be able to extend now. It doesn't mean that all the pipeline is going to go away, and we're going to be able to grow with our pipeline into a new part of the country.
For Andy, Alan Saunders, Pittsburgh Sports Now. One of the things that seems like it's really impacted your program specifically over the last few years has been transfers. And how does moving up to a conference with a higher level of national recognition, does that make it easier for you to hang on to guys that you don't have to go through that churn of you make a guy into a successful player and then he goes somewhere else?
You hope it will. You hope it will continue to allow guys to understand the opportunity that they'll have at Robert Morris University, playing in the Horizon League with some of the media markets that Chris discussed. Obviously, the relationship with ESPN and the ESPN family of networks that all the Horizon League games are either streamed or broadcast on. So you hope that they get the things that they're looking for out of their experience, with this move as well. And the transfer world is certainly an interesting one, and one that I think everyone has had, good stories with and harder stories with. And we hope that, making this move to the Horizon will allow us to continue to stabilize our roster. But again, a lot of that goes back to the guys that we're bringing in. Hopefully they're understanding that they can reach their goals from Robert Morris University and with the Horizon League and all the things that come with that. So we'll see how it plays out. Obviously there's some legislation out there about transfers that could, completely disrupt the whole system to begin with. But as of right now, we're excited. This is, knock on wood, as of June 15th, this might be the first time in a long time that we don't have any transfers on our roster, and we're outgoing transfers, I should say. So, we're hoping that's a sign of things to come.
Guy Junker from Channel 4. Chris and Dr. Howard, how far along are you in plans like A, Plan B, aside from the conference change, for your fall sports in terms of fans in football games, no fans in football? I know you can't wait till August to figure that out.
Hey, Chris, let me take the larger student part, and you take the student athlete. So I'll just speak globally. We did our white paper on reopening Robert Morris University. So our student athletes, first and foremost, are students. And we want to make it a safe environment for them to come back. And you've seen that we're planning on starting on time. And like many other universities in the area, finishing by Thanksgiving with virtual exams after that. That's the plan. We're probably 85-90% there. The protocols that have come out from the CDC, the White House, from the governor, and from Secretary Levine have been very useful as we built our plan, and so we were feeling comfortable that we can get the student part right with things like this, social distancing and masks and washing your hands a lot and things like that, self-assessments, etc. So, what Chris and I are talking about, I have a corporate group called Cabinet Plus 5, and that's my cabinet leadership team of about 9 people and 5 other important experts from across the campus, and we work literally virtually every day since like March 12th. We talked about this, and so I feel like we put a nice plan together, and Chris has the lead on the other part that fits in the student athletes. So I'll just turn over to Chris to get to the student athletes.
Yeah, as Dr. Howard said, the university's done quite a comprehensive review of this entire process from day one up until now. We actually have an athletics COVID-19 committee. It's a very diverse group of some university administrators, some of our athletics coaches, assistant coaches, as well as our athletics administration, and they've been working through the preparation to return to campus, the preparation to return to workouts, and then also the preparation for practice and competition down the road. Of course, some of the institutions that are Power 5 have a little more money, a little more staff. Some of them have the medical schools to go along with it, and so they're a little further ahead. We've kind of taken our time a little bit. My number one priority is the health and safety of our student athletes and our staff. And so we've kind of sat back and watched a little bit. We've got a plan. In fact, we have a meeting this afternoon, Dr. Howard and I, to kind of discuss that and when we would look at returning the staff and the coaches back to campus. And then also when we would take a look at the fall sports and bringing those student athletes back to campus. It's going to be a little bit earlier, maybe preseason practice potentially, just because of the quarantine and other parts of making sure that they're safe and sound. And then we also are looking at our men's and women's basketball program. Of course, we want to get it back in here. We want to get it back in voluntary workouts. And so when we do have the opportunity, when they can go back in and start practicing and playing in the gym, they're getting that advantage that I know that both head coaches are looking at me, that they want that advantage going into the Horizon League participation this fall and winter.
For Chris, how much, if at all, did this facility play a part in showing, I guess, that you're, I don't know if I want to say worthy, but good to be a part of it for us?
I think anytime that you're looking at conference affiliation, one part of that is definitely facilities, the size of the facilities, the amenities of the facilities. And I think what really kind of struck out to the Horizon League members and the commissioner was this facility, was the commitment to basketball, commitment to the volleyball programs. This is one heck of a facility. It was a big reason why I came here. It's a lot of people did the work and I inherited it, right? And so I do think that this facility is a dynamic, as we've all said, it's a game changer, and it's allowed us to have that opportunity to change conferences and elevate the competitive excellence of our basketball and volleyball programs.
Maybe we ask, can John hear us? John, can he hear our question?
I can.
Great, John, do you maybe want to comment on that?
Sure, thank you. Early on when Chris King and I kind of explored our dreams and aspirations, early in the conversation, it was about, what's the aspiration for our league? Aspiration for our league is we want to get back to the Final Four. And there's nothing like it, and we can do it. It really included 3 elements. If you think about basketball, number one, we have to have an extraordinarily robust commitment with and to our broadcast partner, ESPN, which we do. That coincided with Chris's vision. Secondly, you have to have a great place to have your tournament, and we have that in Indianapolis. It's a destination city. It's an unbelievable place to host major events, the right place for us. And third, we have to have the right approach to scheduling such that our bottom doesn't hold back the top. And so we want multiple teams, we want higher seat path. So, and then in addition to that, is funding and facility. And as we explored what both sides wanted, those were the elements. So the facility was a huge factor, and the RMU commitment was a huge factor, along with our 3 league elements that I just explained. So it was a natural fit from a basketball perspective. I'd be remiss if I didn't say a word about women's basketball. We're pretty darn good at women's basketball. You think about Green Bay and IUPUI and Wright State, now adding Robert Morris. Are you kidding? We're going to be good at women's basketball, which is very exciting. We should be getting deep in the tournament in women's basketball, so we want to do that. We're going to do it. Robert Morris just helps us do that and do it quickly.
For the commissioner, Alan Saunders, Pittsburgh Sports. Now, how does going to 12 teams change things for the conference, from a conference schedule perspective, from the conference tournament perspective, that kind of thing?
Yeah, all for the better, because again, I'm gonna be narrow on basketball, it gives us some advantages in the other sports as well. Picking up a softball program is absolutely great for us, but when you talk about basketball, there's so many permutations and combinations for basketball. You can go divisional, you can play 22 games, 20 games, 18 games, even 16 games. So the magic, we believe, is we've got to give our teams an opportunity to utilize their non-conference segment that helps with our aspiration, which is to be nationally competitive. And then you have to make sure that the conference schedule helps you do that as well. So it also gives you a lot of bracketing permutations and combinations for Indianapolis. So it just, I would say it's flexibility and it's potential and it's opportunity. Those three words really, I think, come to the forefront when you think about club.
Any other questions?